Where would you like to end up at?
Like the end goal.
Yeah,
I want to play a football stadium. I want to. Yeah.
you're gonna do that.
Thanks, man. I hope so.
You're gonna do that.
That's the goal. I just like to launch all three of my businesses. One of them is a fan club, and we're calling it the Stadium Gang. So like people can kind of like buy their ticket to the stadium before we get there, and that's the dream. Thanks. So to get people bought in on the idea, and again, like I think there's something beyond the artists. Like Kenny Chesney's there, but it's these people like feeling the same thing at the same time. They all get to come together. Like you see Republicans, Democrats, white people, black people, fat, skinny, any walk of life, religion, race, creed. They all come together for this one night, and they like agree that like it's all going to be all right, and like we can have a fun time. And like that is so cool to me. And if I could be a part of that, just, selfishly, I think it's going to be super fun because I get to play my songs and all that. But I think even beyond that, you get to tell your stories and they become other people's stories, and you have people getting engaged. You have like, that's so cool to me. So
people make like serious memories at those things.
Yeah. Like some of my favorite memories in my life are at these massive stadium shows. Like there's so many, or like we'd go to Red Rocks growing up. I'm from Colorado, so I was super spoiled in that regard. But those are kind of the dreams for me, is like, playing a stadium. But I also very quickly add in that it's like, that is the goal, but my goal is to love the process of the goal. Cause I've hit a lot of goals that I thought would like change something for me. Mm-hmm. Like 1 million views or getting verified. It's like, it doesn't do anything. So like all we have is process and journey. So I've kind of boiled my life down more into like create things I love with people I love. If I'm doing that, the road to the stadium then is worth it. And even if we never make it, I would still be able to die and be like, I like my life.
Totally. It's the stuff in between, man.
That's all I got, man.
And a lot of people, they have that big thing that they want to go do. And they're like, I'm going to be happy when I get there. But if you can't be happy on the in between, you're going to get to that goal and you're going to look back and just be really bummed out.
Super bummed out. I mean, even the little stuff. It's crazy how as humans, the novelty wears off so fast. You have this idea of this next level. You get there, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, the next level, we got it. It's like, no, bro, you just dreamt for 7 years to get on the highway or whatever. Like, do not take that for granted. Do not pretend like that's not a big deal. So I'm trying to remind myself in the current places that I am, that I've worked really hard, and this was a goal for a long time. And also that whatever's ahead, that's a mirage. Like that isn't a thing that is actually going to fix anything for you. You're not going to feel different. You can enjoy the process of getting there, though, with people and creating things that you're proud of, which is great.
Yeah, for sure. Man.
Do you think that there's a reality where you would team up with a major?
Oh, a major label?
Yeah,
100%. I mean, my goal has not been to be the Macklemore of country. Like, I'm not trying to do the Chance the Rapper thing and like hold up my middle finger to labels, be like, we don't need you. That wasn't the goal. I think I moved to Nashville and I had no industry connections and I didn't know how to do that. So I just saw the internet and I was like, I'll try that because I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think a lot of people try to go through the industry to end up having to go to the fans anyway, which works a lot. And it did work a lot better in like the 90s, 2000s when there wasn't such thing as the internet. But now there's this like foundation that needs to be there. Otherwise, you try to build something on top of something with no foundation, it crumbles. So I think the goal is to take our foundation that we built, these followers on TikTok, the Spotify numbers, the real fans who want to come to shows, and take that to a label and say, I don't need you to develop me. I don't need help finding my sound or like learning how to write a song. I think we kind of skipped the development deal, but there is a next deal, which is like, I want to play stadiums. So like I need radio hits and I need, there's a certain capital injection that would obviously be super helpful. Like tour support is a thing. I think it's something you learn very quickly when you move here. Like, cool, you want to be on a tour? You better be with a label or a manager, because even a booking agency or agent can only do so much. A lot of it is, it's kind of like Game of Thrones game of like, well, we signed that person. So like if Luke Combs is playing, Luke Combs' manager is going to put all the people Luke Combs signed on that tour, which is smart. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
So that comes with a lot of opportunities with signing with a major. All that is out of my control. And these people are good at their jobs. They know what we're doing. So they have some sort of benchmark in their brain that's like, okay, have you ever passed that? we'll do it. And I have a thing that's like, I'll only sign if the deal looks like this. And if those things match, beautiful. If not, I will continue to control what I can control and put out music that I'm proud of and get, feed the fans and add value in their life. And that's all I can do.
I mean, would you really want to though? Like, or do you enjoy the control that you have now? Because I think that, I mean, your numbers are crazy. Like, what you're doing on your own is crazy and bigger than a lot of artists that I know that are signed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you want to give that up, like what you're building on your own? Like, honestly,
it's a tough question.
Even if they did put it
yeah.
in front of you, it's like the deal you think you want right now.
Yeah, and I've been offered record deals, but it's not just a deal, it's the deal. And so I think that's the thing. Like, there has to be a thing, not a thing, but like a deal that comes along eventually that is undeniable. And if it feels that way and I'm like, I'd be so dumb to turn it down, then we do it. If it's what Jeff, my manager, and I are always asking is like, is this a better opportunity or is it less work? If it's less work, we can put in the work. I'll always put in the work. Like, I have this weird, like, nobody can outwork me complex, which can also be toxic. But I think in health, I'm a hard worker and I can get stuff done. And like, if it's just like, oh, we'll manage your schedule, like, I can do that. It can be a pain in the butt, but like, yeah, I can do that. To give up 90% of our income or our streams or this thing that we built, and the lack of control and speed. I think our number one asset right now is speed and how fast we can move. Putting out songs, putting out TikToks. I don't have to ask anybody for any questions. I do me, and I fail faster than other people, which I think is important. That's all super valuable to me. If somebody comes along and wants to take that away, then it's not the right deal. But if someone says, I see what you're doing, all I want to do is get a fast moving train moving faster, and the way that you guys are doing things isn't broken. We're not trying to start from scratch. We can add value in, ABC or radio, tour support, money, whatever that looks like. Then it'll be the right deal. If it's not, then I love what we do. I love being independent, and I love, like, there's this thing that it does feel better to be on the highway. Not better, but like there's an extra layer added where it's like, oh yeah, we're on a playlist or we're doing this, and like, and it's not a political thing, or we know that it's real because these people had to go the extra mile to like put us over somebody who has the deal, and that that can be satisfying.
I think that's amazing.
But I also don't want to be the guy, because we all know this guy who, like, I'm never going to sign anything. And it's like, okay, well then if you don't ever play nice with anybody, eventually there's too many things where you're just going to get passed over, and people are going to be like, he doesn't want to work with anybody. That's not fun either. So I just want to find the right fits, and I'm sure it's out there. I think the name of the game for me right now is just patience and controlling what I can control. That's what we focus on a lot.